We must act.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph and this is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. We just fought a bunch of Necrons and we still have a little bit of exploring to do. There's paths down both of these ways here. We're going to go with the one that we're next to first. So I believe
Victory
it's over
awaits.
here.
My warp sight reveals something.
Huh. When you touch the smooth surface of the wall, it burns you with coals as if a warning, danger lurks beyond. Alright. There was no danger beyond.
A new challenge for me.
Got a dude over here. So Necrons teleport away when they're killed. So there's not going to be much in the way of loot. So we just kind of be happy with whatever we can find. Single Tesla shot. Well, that's quite the flamer. First attack of this flamer in combat deals additional direct damage to Xenos, Psychers, and Demons, equal to 10% of the target's maximum wound. It's a pretty nice flamer. Oh. Before we forget, Alright. Every spent AP gains 2 movement points. Not threatened. Alright, let's take that. Which one do I want to get rid of? Yeah, the silver one. So this will go on Abelard. So I knew what a Tesla shot did. You know what? Put that on Abelard and see if we can find out down the road. Alright, let's get out of here.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Let's get out of this Necron tomb before more Necrons show up. Slow loading. Alright. Okay, why did you jump us to here? Alright, so we gotta find the world epitaph. Oh, we are being attacked. Looks like by Necrons, probably. Lord Captain, unidentified sickle-shaped ships have taken off from the planet we just left. They're approaching swiftly and readying their weapons for fire. Get ready. It's about to get hot in here. These are Necron ships. Now hopefully we'll get scrap from the fights to repair our ship. Otherwise we are going to be in trouble.
All stations, report when manned and ready.
Hey, at least we keep our big ship. 200, 200, 200. Can we look at these guys? Lightning Arc. Dorsal lance weapon dealing 192 damage. Holy crap. Living metal. Ship's repair 20%. Oh! Once per combat when the ship is about to be destroyed. It is instead reanimated with full health. Oh my goodness. Remember this suffering. Oh my gosh. This is terrible. Alright. Guess we pick one and go for it, right? Torpedoes. Let's warp jump ahead. Yeah. Now the pain happens. Going after our buddy. Alright, so this one's definitely fallen apart, so that's good at least. So let's hit this one with the torpedoes. Sharp turn. That one. No! No! It's not the one you're supposed to shoot. That's also not the one I wanted you to shoot. Oh, already shredded our force field. Alright, so that one's dead on its next turn. Alright, we're going to start with the torpedoes this time. Go go ahead and put this on this guy. Oh, you little bugger. Let's force field up this one. Good job, Sword Frigate.
Detecting a vulnerability in the enemy's defenses.
Alright, this should be the end of this fight.
A barbaric display. I am surprised we survived.
Living metal specimens. Ooh, what's this? Archaeotech Glimmer Pattern Void Shield Array. 140 points everywhere. Double against. Yes, please. And we get scrap and stuff. That's great. I was afraid we wouldn't get scrap and stuff. Lord Captain, what were those things? They took off from the surface of the world where you landed. I've never seen ships like that. Never seen such technology either. We've fished a trophy out of the void, a relatively intact fragment of a wreck, and sent it to our engine seers. And just in case, we've isolated the compartment where they're performing their comprehensive and liturgies. Research the tomes in the Rogue Trader's private library. Perhaps it will give us some insight into these monsters. An hours-long silence follows as your order is being executed. At last, the Vox comes to life again. Your Lordship, the Carto Artifacts claims to have found a mention of Xenos similar to the ones we've encountered. The manuscript refers to them as Necrons. Do we really know nothing about this enemy? Nothing but tales and rumors. I've heard stories about sickle ships that reap entire squadrons like ears of grain, about crews that know no fear, about the veil of death that shrouds them and corrodes their enemies' ships like rust. Those stories aren't worth a Grok's arse, though, because they also say that none has ever survived encountering those sickle ships. If that were true, there wouldn't be anyone around to tell those stories, would there? You have a point there. Data available. These creatures are Nephilimex, the omnisized fallen angels. Citing the quotation, the first machine spirits ever created by the Omnici were in will, in body, and in power. Unmatched in their perfection, they were realizing the design of the Deus Machinus into being. But the principle of entropy conceived by the Omnici was fundamental. Thus, even the perfect became flawed through the overabundance of their perfection. So vast were the Nephilim's abilities, and so immeasurable the depths of their minds that pride tempted them. The Nephilim's rejected the design of the Deus Machinus in favor of their own. The order of existence was defiled, and the great war of absolute destruction came. The Nephilim's were overthrown and exterminated, with only a few managing to hide from the Omnici's eye by extinguishing their minds and shrouding themselves in oblivion. That's not what happened. In their change, the Omnici created new machine spirits and destined them into servitude, so that they would remember the limits of their power and would not descend into pride. As for the ultimate perfection, the Deus Machinus abolished it from the universe, and thus it was no more. Except it is more, and it's right there on that planet. What is this trophy we have acquired? The Engine Seers are at a loss. They say it is a gift born from the Omnici's wisdom, but its image was imperfect, and therefore it was eroded by corruption and unbelief, whatever that means. The ship's minor conclave has gone into data meditation to produce a resolution regarding the admissibility of using them. Bolster the crew's morale. Give out additional rations to those who showed valor in battle. This is just the beginning. As you will, Lord Captain. Alright. Our ship didn't even take any damage. Woo! I like it when that happens. But we have got to get our new shield generator going here. And we can level up our ship. Overlord the enemy shields. So this is not going to do us really any good because the Necrons don't have shields. So silent running 2. So we're going to take Sanctified Restart and Rugged Repair. Oh, there we go. So the restart, shields do far less. All right, so we only slow down from the shields as opposed to our guns being worse. And with the other one, it takes less scrap. Chart new routes. Here's our normal place. Somebody said, don't even try to get back there yet. So we got 3 uncharted ones, all on orange, with us with 2. I'm going to go here first, and we're just going to bring it down to yellow. Because we're not sure what else is going to happen, so. The warp jump went surprisingly smoothly. None of the deck officers on duty reported any incidents. However, a strange discovery awaited the Lord Captain when he returned to his quarters. The bed was unmade, and the impression of a head was still visible on the pillow. There were no other signs of intrusions. The guards swore under oath that nobody had entered Lord Captain's quarters. The Immaterium released us from its grip. This time. I don't want to be at 0. That's the problem there. Alright, let's go check out this system. Because if we're at 0, then we're forced to go through red or orange, and that's just not good. All right, we got a Necron ring here, and then 5 planets. Let's go planet to planet. Nothing there. Most of the surface is covered in icy dunes with greenish highlights. At first, officers aboard of the vessel decide that the unusual color of the ice is due to the quirk in the atmosphere. Later, it becomes evidence that the source of the highlights is a group of monstrous pyramidal structures wreathed in an emerald fire. Examining them in detail with magnoculars, it can be seen that one of the monoliths is damaged. A device on its walls emits an energy beam that is similar, or at a similar pyramid not far from itself. Examine the structures. The Von Valencia scouts approach the monoliths with as much care as possible, fearing the appearance of an enemy. A small servitor sent to gather data about the energy beam clearly demonstrated the destructive power of this xenotechnology. After carelessly making contact with the beam, it instantly broke apart into minuscule pieces. It is curious that the second pyramid is still intact, and that only matter at the source of the beam is being destroyed. Study the surviving monolith. The energy beam barely reflects off of the dark metal of the pyramid. Occasionally, scarcely visible waves run across the surface of the monolith's walls, after which the material appears to become even smoother. It's as if one monolith is feeding the other, not destroying it. A second scout decided to come closer in order to better examine the phenomenon. Perception test made. The soldiers of Von Valencia noticed a fragment of a metallic rib cage melted into the material of one of the walls like a bizarre bas relief. Between the rows of ribs, a talisman of black stone shimmers with colored light after each wave of energy. A figure to which the talisman belonging shows no sign of life. After a quick debate, the officers decide to take the artifact on board, a withering shard, where strength, toughness, and agility are decreased by 15. The wearer can use heroic acts at 125 momentum instead of 175, and desperate at plus 50 momentum higher. Okay. The wearer is considered of having heretical ardent if they do not have it already. Yeah, we probably won't use that. It is rare to find such an ominous phenomenon in lifeless ice. Man, I can't read. That Necron ring will be our last stop. Confusion reigns among the Void ship's auger operators. The unidentified emissions keeps disappearing, then reappearing on their scanners. At first, it seems that sandstorms are to blame for this, hiding the source of the radiation. A team of explorers easily overcomes these storms and begins studying the surface. As their accounts suggest, the planet remains littered with broken and mangled ruins of Xenos origin. Insect-like constructs flicker among the ruins, like static on a malfunctioning cogitator. Their black metallic bodies are equipped with grappling blades, which bring to mind the spindly legs of a spider. With each occurrence, the devices look more and more distorted, bent, and sometimes even appear directly in the remnants of walls or overlapping each other. The only stable thing in the structure is a deep hole that is melted with a deep hole with a melted rock at its center. Whatever purpose this structure served for the Xenos, the meteorite destroyed it long before the arrival of the rogue trader. Linger to observe the object. Magos Hahnemann volunteers to lead the observation team. His passion for the Xenos device borders on heresy, and he takes a long time after his return to report to the Lord Captain. Later, Pascal admits that he is discouraged by the gap between the scientific accomplishments of the Xenos and the capabilities of modern tech priests. All right. Nothing there. Baby planet. And then the Necron ring. The greenish glow of the gigantic ring, made from unknown materials, flows through the windows of the captain's bridge. The void ship's instruments measure a whole spectrum of various emissions. Sometimes the dull green is darkened by clouds of space dust or bent by gravitational waves. The object most closely resembles a portal. A light what's passing through it cannot be clearly defined. Let's observe the anomaly. Arcs of incandescent star gases bursting from the ring pierce the darkness of space, reflected by the surface of other celestial bodies in the system. At times, dark light waves bent the edge of the portal, but they are quickly restored thanks to the enigmatic flowing metal. Then, lashes of purple clouds, dissected by threads of lightning, appear in the center of the ring. An unseen force prevents them from reaching the other side of the portal as the blocks of black stone become covered in purple scarlet illumination. If the ring truly were a portal, it is not fit to serve as one any longer. Stellar heat and gravitational force forbid any vessel from passing through it. According to the ship's astropaths, the purple clouds are even more dangerous phenomenon, indicating that the powers of the warp are eager to flow out of the portal in real space. As if to highlight its deadliness, with the next wave of dark light, the portal throws out the shattered remains of an unidentified void ship. Well, let's send a team to examine. Ship components. Additional equipment and a closer position allow the team to understand part of what's happening. The portal seems to resemble the gate devices used by the Aldari and Drukhari, only made of different material. The metallic shine of the ring alternates with the darkness and the large black blocks of stone, reminiscent of the material that made up the famous Cadian pylons. Analysis of the wave signatures indicates that the construct once used parts of the webway, the Aldari system of pathways. However, it is in its current condition, the portal is not fit for transporting vessels. It is unstable and often begins unleashing dangerous cosmic objects. Instead of transports, the gate spews forth dark light waves and deadly breaths of incandescent gas, the latter taken from a star's photosphere. It is hard to believe that a civilization capable of creating a device as powerful as this one could have undergone such a decline. All right. All right, so we've got orange. We got two things. So we're going to come back here. Says Uncharted. We checked that one out. When the Lord Captain arrived on the bridge during the warp jump, he found an on-duty officer in a state of utter confusion. They claimed they had been receiving orders from the bridge for several minutes, orders authorized by the rogue trader, but the Lord Captain had been absent. Curiously, the orders have been signed by the late Theodora von Valentius. After a thorough investigation, the tech priests attributed the strange incident to the whims of the machine spirits. The ship has left the hostile immaterium and returned to real space. Why does it say this is an uncharted system? We charted this system. Already explored. Already explored. Bring this down to yellow. Hey, we didn't have any issues that time. Got some more Necron ships there. Let's hit these planets first. Under thin clouds, as if shredded by a careless blade, sway vast steppes carpeted by a pale gold deadwood. The rogue trader's attentive eyes distinguishes a region among the endless grasses that do not fit the general landscape. The scouts from the shuttle see signs of intelligent life. Judging by the trampled soil and tent frames, someone made camp here. Distant silhouettes form a tangled path and obstacles, a maze. The outer walls are supplemented by a multitude of spikes and blades and decorated with scraps of leather and withered, crucified prisoners. It does not take an expert in xenoculture to reason the Drukhari have been here. Send out scouts to search the camp. As they climb over the tracks left around the Drukhari structures, the scout finds items of immaterium make, blood-soaked clothes, an Aquila patch, and a data slate cracked in half. Gothic letters and the symbols of the Inquisition are frozen on its bottom half. The sentence fragment made up part of an exploration report. The servants of Von Valentius find a rough illustration of the camp in the pocket of a filthy coat. On it are marked 2 locations. The first is shown with a sword and highlights the area where the items were found. The other is a skull and points to a patch of ground by the maze. Let's find out what is in the place marked by the skull. The scouts carefully inspect every piece of land in the marked area and discover a camouflaged pit studded with strong, thin needles. In a niche sunk into the wall of the trap glitters a volumetric flask with an ugly creature that looks like several brains stuck together. Analyze the creature. The rogue trader's people recognize the grotesque figure as a Drukhari Medusa, a parasite capable of registering emotions and transferring them to its masters. This thing was left here as an equivalent of a picked recorder, collecting the suffering of the Drukhari's victims. Destroy the abomination. The flask explodes into shrapnel fragments under a salvo from the scouts' rifles. The remaining liquid is collected in several test tubes to be examined in the ship's laboratorium and put to good use, or destroyed on the orders of the rogue trader. So 3 pain blockers. Continue exploring the area. Deep prints belonging to landing legs and a ladder are visible in the grass beyond the maze, or behind the maze. The relative positions of the recesses correspond to the design of an Imperial shuttle. When the Von Valencia scouts approach, they find a wax seal bearing the symbol of the Inquisition and a monogram formed from the letters XC. An officer voices the proposition that the initials correspond to the name of the Lord Inquisitor, Xavier Calcazar. Search for other objects in the grass. A segment of the dry grass a few meters in front of the prints of the ladder has been cut as if scythed. Among the chopped stems lies a piece of Drukhari trophy, a flap of dark skin stretched out by thin chains. Most of it is covered by a tattoo, a silhouette of a storm or tornado, and a black symbol composed of curved lines and sharp blades. So we found this thing here. Ooh, it's quite a bit. It's a Drukhari weapon, but 36 to 57 with bleeding. That's nice. Burn away all traces of Xenos presence. And we got some fuel out of it. The predatory structures do not burn easily, and it takes a long time for them to heat up. When the flames finally gather strength, turquoise explosions flash amid the yellow-orange waves. Whatever was down there was dangerous. Nothing there. Plasteel, what? And we don't really need it. We got 10 plasteel. We don't really need any plasteel, but why would we? If we don't have access to our dynasty, maybe we will, and we can connect them all. Who knows? All right, let's go engage these ships. Ooh, there's a bigger one of these ships. That's not good. 300, a light cruiser. Well, let's work on a Jackal here. So we're going to come up to here. Launch our torpedoes. Come here. I wonder if we can still get our main gun on it. No, that's what I was afraid of. Not quite enough to get it, huh? Let's go ahead and jump forward. Hoping to avoid it shooting us. Come on, mouse. Behave. Bad thing is this thing's just going to sit there and regenerate. hit the big ship. Let's hit the big ship. Wow, that ship's got a lot of hit points. Here, let's put that on. Swinging around here, like so. Fire our guns a second time. I guess that's enough for now. Yeah, see that thing's healing up. That sucks. We're gonna have to go fight it again. They heal up a lot. Well, that one healed up a lot more than this one did. What's that, I wonder? All right. Oh, I should have stopped, shot that thing again. Gosh dang it. I could stop closer, use these, but I screwed up. Still doing okay on the shield side. See, that thing heals a lot more than that other guy did. Good job, buddy. So they must heal based on how much damage they've taken, probably. Don't know what that does. Forward. No, we won't do that. Man, that thing heals a lot. Yeah, our torpedoes aren't going to get to it. How's it? Oh, it lost. It's like, how's it healing? I did the thing to do the thing. Ah. There we go. One left. Go ahead and fire some torpedoes.
I am amazed that we prevailed.
Got some more Necron specimens, a Death Sphere. Long range, 3 shots, 39. Nice. More scrap. So both of them are the long range, 3 shots, 33. So it doesn't really matter which one we put in there. We don't ram a lot. Let's go ahead and increase our ram again. And let's examine this world we just cleared the presence out of. A puzzled auger operator reports that an expeditionary shuttle belonging to the Von Valentius dynasty was detected on the planet's surface. Furthermore, according to its markings, it is assigned to your vessel. The operator also states that the entrance to the system of tunnels was spotted next to the shuttle. We request a full report on the shuttle. In the registry, the expeditionary shuttle number 712 has been designated as irretrievably lost for many years. Information about the circumstances of its disappearance is suspiciously sparse, as if someone deliberately erased it. From the crumbs of information that remain, you gather that it was sent to explore some object on an unknown world on the order of Lord Captain Theodora and never returned. Explore the tunnels. After disembarking, you notice the shuttle is buried half away in sand, and the Von Valentius coat of arms is practically erased from its side. This shuttle has clearly been here for a very long time. Next to the shuttle, you find crates of archaeological equipment, on which one can just barely make out the emblem of the explorators. Most of these crates are lying next to two massive black doors of Xenos origin, the entrance to the tunnel. The descent into the depths takes several hours. You make your way through cramped corridors, giving way to huge black halls, where, in dim emerald glow from no discernible source, brings forth the silhouette of equipment abandoned by the tech priests. The suffocating, oppressive silence that accompanies you during the descent is broken only by the echo of your footsteps, deafening and yet so insignificant against the background of the Cyclopean arches. In we go! Alrighty. Well, I think that before we get into another fight or something, let's just go ahead and call it here so we don't have yet another overly long episode. So thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Just as an offset, we have hit 90 subscribers, which is kind of cool. I think that's pretty neat. We're 10 away from triple digits. So if you haven't subscribed already, please consider to do that. If you know anybody who might like this content, let them know about it. See if we can hit triple digits. That would be kind of cool. Anyways, I've been Sir Joseph. You guys are amazing. Until next time, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later.